Hello everyone, welcome to Pepcoding. Today we are going to solve a question name intersection node in two linked lists using difference method. Okay, so let's go on the board, discuss the question first. After that, we will look for the solution. So here we are on the board. So we have to find out the intersection of two given linked list using a difference method. Okay, so as we can hear, it is a difference method. It is very clear that we are going to use some difference between two things. And here what we have two given linked list. Okay, so first of all, let's go and draw the linked list. So just suppose this is the first given linked list. And this is the second one. Okay, so this is the intersection. We can call it our target. We have to achieve this. Okay, so how we are going to do that? Using difference method. Actually, what is difference? Difference is something that is different between two things. Okay, so we are going to use the difference of the length of these two linked lists to find out this intersection. Okay, so as I have told you, we have to find the difference of the length of these linked lists. So let's go and see what is the length of the first linked list. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. So the length of linked list 1, just name it linked list 1, it is 10. Okay, name it as linked list 2. Now let's find out the length of this. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. So the length of L2 is 8. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to find out the difference of these two. So what will the difference? It will be 2. Okay, now we have to compensate this difference to find out the intersection. So to compensating this difference, first of all, we will find out the bigger list. As we can see here, it is the bigger list because its length is 10. Actually, the length of the bigger linked list, we will use length to find out which list is bigger. So as we can see, L1 is bigger one. So we will move by difference this list first. Like we will iterate on this linked list first by the difference to compensate the difference. Okay, so we have difference 2. We will iterate 2 times here on this list to compensate that. Okay, now let's go and iterate first. So this is L1. We have iterated 1. After that, the second time. Okay, so L1 is here now and L2 is at this point. After doing this, what we are going to do, after doing this, we will move forward one by one step until they both meet at this intersection. Okay, so now let's go and start moving our iterator. So L1 will move forward one step, L2 will move forward one step, L1 again move forward by one step, L2 again move forward by one step, L1 again move forward by one step, L2 also again move forward by one step, L1 again move forward by one step, and L2 again move forward by one step. So at this point, what will happen? They both are at the same point. That is the intersection, and there we will stop. And what happens? We got our intersection point. Exactly the same thing we are going to code, and we will find out the intersection. Now let's go and write this code. So first of all, as we know that there is no function to find out the length of the linked list. So first of all, we will write a length function to find out the length for the given linked lists. So we are here. What we have to do? First of all, we have to write a function to find out the length. Length list node A. Just suppose this is the given linked list. Now what we have to do, we have to find out the length. So before that, we have to check a condition. If A is equals to null pointer, what will happen then? It means the value is 0. It have nothing. After that, what will have? We have to use a variable length to calculate the length. So after that, we will start iterating on that list until A becomes null. Okay, Yes, until a becomes null. This is done. And what we will do? Every time we will move forward. Okay, so this is done, and we will increase our length by 1 because we have passed by one node. So this is done, and after coming out of this loop, what we will do? We will return the length. So this part is done. This function will calculate the length and return the length to us. Now let's go back to the intersection function. Here we are. So inside this function, what we have to do? Let's go on the board and see what we have discussed first. First of all, we need the length of the list. Okay, so let's go and find out the length. We came inside this function. We need the length of head A and head B. Okay, so int L1 equals to length of head A. Okay, this is done. And int L2 equals to length of head B. Okay, this is done. Now we have the length. Now we need the difference of these lengths. Okay, so int difference equals to, we are going to use a max function here so we can get the positive values. Okay, so L1 comma L2 minus min of L1 comma L2. This is done. We have the difference of this L1 and L2 now. Now what we have to do, we have to compensate that difference. As we can see, we have to compensate that difference by moving the bigger list by that difference. Okay, so for that we have to find out the bigger list first. Okay, so just suppose list node bigger one. What we'll do, we will store the bigger linked list inside this variable. Okay, so if the L1 is greater than L2, what we'll do, we will return the head A as bigger list, else we will return head B as bigger list, head B. Okay, this is done. We will do the same thing to find out the smaller one. List node smaller one equals to, if L1 is less than L2, so we'll return head A, else we will return head B. Okay, this is done. After this, what will happen, we have to iterate on the big one. Okay, so while difference is greater than 0, what will happen, we will iterate on the bigger one. So bigger equals to bigger dot next, and every time we will reduce the difference by 1. Okay, this is done. After iterating on the bigger one, what we are doing, just by here, looking by here, we have iterated twice, like once and twice, 2 steps. We stopped here, and after that what we have done, we have start moving both the pointers until we meet at the intersection point. Okay, now let's go and code that point. We are here. Now we'll run a loop again, and until we have to run until both the become same. So until bigger equals to smaller, until bigger is not equals to smaller. Okay, so when this loop ends, it means the bigger is equals to smaller. Now what will happen, bigger will be equals to bigger dot next, and the smaller will be equals to smaller dot next. Okay, these both parts are done. After coming out of this loop, it means the bigger and smaller are equal. Now they both are at the same point. That is our intersection point. So either we can return a bigger one from here or a smaller from here, it doesn't matter. We have got our output. So let's go and return the bigger one. Okay, this is done. This is all about the code. Let's go and run this code now. So we have run this code and we have some error. Now let's see what error do we have. Smaller L1 head. Okay, let's go and see. Okay, we have a typing mistake here. We need a question mark at this point. Okay, Let's run this again. I'm waiting. Again, we have some error. Okay, bigger equals to bigger dot next. Okay. This is CPP in which we are coding. So don't forget, we can't use dot. We have to use arrows here. Okay. So yes, this is done. Now let's go and run this code. Again, I think we missed something. What is not declared? Reference. Okay, we have a typing mistake here. The spelling of difference is double F. Run this code now. Okay, segmentation fault code dumped. Let's see what is happening here. Okay, bigger equals to bigger dot next, greater than L2, head A, head B. Okay. Of head A. Actually, what is there now? Everything seems good to me. Okay. What is happening? Okay, yes. Here, initially we forgot the initial value of length will be 0 to calculate the length. Now run this code. Okay, now it is accepted. Now let's submit the code for all the test cases. Okay, correct 10 by 10. I hope you have learned something. Please like and share the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.